How many times do you think about where your food comes from? Or what's really inside that whole grain bar that you wolf down with your morning cup of pick-me-up? If you're like most people, you grab and you go because it's convenient, and you don't really give your food and what's inside of it a second thought. As a person who eats clean, whole foods, I have practical knowledge regarding the importance of being cognizant of what we ingest. This knowledge, along with an insatiable desire to stay informed, caused me to delve deeper into the components of the foods that we eat and how they affect our body. Needless to say, this has definitely been a fascinating journey, and it's been filled with some very astounding results. For example, did you know that roughly 80% of all the packaged food sold within the United States of America contain chemicals or food additives that were outlawed in other parts of the world? Well, thanks to Britain's Daily Mail reports, I discovered this and some other tidbits that I'd love to share with you on today. The chemicals that are added to our foods and drinks during processing is called food additives. Manufacturers would have you to believe that these additives are harmless, they're okay, and they'll have no effect whatsoever on your body. However, there have been several studies done that would prove otherwise. By discussing the various types of food additives, where food additives can be found, and the known effects of food additives, you will see how food additives can have a negative effect on the functionality of one's body and why they should be removed immediately from our foods and drinks. One of the most popular food additives is food dye. Dyes such as yellow 5, red 40, yellow 6, are some of the ones that make up 90% of the food dyes on the market. Now, this is according to journalist April Fulton with the NPR in Washington, D.C. Now, these dyes are known as complex chemicals and were originally derived from coal tar. Yeah, you heard it right, tar. The Center for Science in the Public Interest have shared repeatedly that these dyes can contribute to the following things: hyperactivity in children, cancer, which has been proven in animal studies, and many different allergic reactions. Now, in 2008, because of the problem with hyperactivity, the Center for Science in the Public Interest petitioned the Food and Drug Administration to ban many of these dyes. Now, while that has not happened here in the United States of America, the British government and the European Union have taken actions that are virtually ending the use of these dyes throughout Europe. These dyes can be found in numerous bakery goods, sodas, sports drinks, macaroni and cheese, cake, dessert powders, candies, cereals, gelatins, pet food even, cereals, as well as many pharmaceuticals. And this is all according to the Center for Science in the Public Interest. Now, the elimination of food dyes in products is definitely not a hard task, as many companies have found a healthier alternative so that they can sell these same foods in the countries in which these dyes and these additives have been banned. For example, Robin O'Brien with the Allergy Kids Foundation shared Nutri-Grain bars sold in the United States have red 40, yellow 6, and blue 1. While in the UK, this same product, Nutri-Grain bars, uses beetroot red, which is a dye that's derived from beets. They also use a dye that is derived from the pulp of a tropical fruit, as well as paprika, which is a spice. We are all familiar with paprika. And then they use various other ground fruits as a way to give color to this product and a bit of flavor and preservative. This alone is proof that chemically derived additives are not needed in order to enhance the foods that we eat. Further investigation and discovery from Britain's Daily Mail noted that brominated vegetable oil, or what's known as BVO, is another food additive, has been banned in over 100 countries because it's been linked to causing major organ damage, birth defects, and hearing loss, among other major side effects. BVO is used in Mountain Dew. It's also used in Gatorade, Powerade, and Squirt, and some other 10% drinks sold in the United States. As of 2013, Pepsi has been working to remove this particular additive from their sports drink. In addition, it should be noted that there have been several petitions that have been created on change.org with hundreds of thousands of signatures requesting that this very harmful additive be removed from all drinks, including Mountain Dew. Now, Andrew Addisman, who is the Chief of Developmental and Behavioral Pediatrics at the Stephen and Alexandria Cohen Children's Medical Center of New York, say that a couple times, says that we're not putting food coloring into broccoli or other fresh fruits and vegetables. It's going into processed foods, concentrated sweets, things like that. This statement in and of itself solidifies the importance of food consumers eliminating processed foods that are laden with these additives and instead eating more wholesome fresh fruits and vegetables along with meats that aren't riddled with antibiotics. Now, the reason that we want to be mindful of antibiotics is because when they're added or given to food-producing animals, according to Frontline, which is a PBS television news documentary show, it can cause humans to develop a resistance to antibiotics. For example, if a group of animals are treated with a certain antibiotic, over time the bacteria that is living in those animals will become resistant to that drug. The problem comes in when humans ingest the resistant bacteria via improperly cooked meats. They become ill, and he or she may not be able to respond to antibiotic treatment, hence affecting their ability to respond to illness as well as antibiotics properly. So that kind of is what causes an antibiotic resistance in humans. Now, food additives can have a negative effect on the functionality of one's body, and it should not be used in our food and drinks. Examples of food additives have been shared, as well as some of the adverse side effects that come along with them. By being aware of what we are eating and drinking, we have a better handle on how our bodies function. Stop paying manufacturers to kill you slowly by buying and ingesting food that is laden with chemicals that can harm you. Do your due diligence. Check the ingredients. Ask questions. Be informed. Live healthy.